For decades, Detroit has been the center of the automotive industry and social activism, but it's slowly becoming a hotbed for its diverse business context, urban innovation, and incomparable free enterprise. Detroit impacts the world, and it's safe to say that Detroit inspires everybody. But what I want to know is what drives the people who are driving the city. The influencer sessions serve as a vehicle to unpack the lives of influential figures in the city of Detroit. You will get a chance to see the world through the eyes of those who are actively participating in its revival. I'm Jesse Cole, and you're watching the Influencer Sessions. Ambrea Curry is the owner of Advance Magazine, a quarterly lifestyle publication with special emphasis on the advancement of women entrepreneurs, dreamers, brand builders, business owners, and creatives. She believes that women can discount their own power when they compare it to what the market perceives as beautiful. And that's why she launched the Be Your Own Beautiful campaign to empower women to define their own beauty. When she's not leading the charge to provide quality content for female leaders, she's spending time with friends and family. We sat down with Ambrea to talk about her experience as a magazine maven and the secret to getting women to love themselves again. So describe your perfect day.
So my perfect day in terms of anything, my business or anything?
Just life, period.
Well, my perfect day would be getting up in the morning, realizing that, I'm totally purpose-filled. My day is going to be purpose-filled. I can get up, have breakfast, time to reflect on the day, and just think about all the things that I have going on and executing them properly. I was just telling, it's funny that you asked me that. I was just telling my friend, I had a day off from work, and I was like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have something to do all day. Like, I would go crazy. So what I did was I made a to-do list so that I can feel accomplished at the end of the day, just having done everything that I anticipated on doing, and just feeling like my day counted. Because a lot of people walk through life and they just wallow like, oh, it's all this time, when you can utilize that time to do something productive. So that would be my perfect day. Whatever the productive is, I would like to do that and just get through the day and just feel accomplished.
Good stuff. So how are you influencing Detroit?
So I like to think that I'm influencing the city because I do own a media company. It's called Advancement Media LLC. And through that, the sister company is Advance Magazine, which here is a copy.
Good stuff. Let them see it.
So, yes, I'm so proud of this. We're actually celebrating 1 year of inspiration. The goal of the magazine is to just, again, be an inspiration, to provide a platform for young women like me, ages 16 to 35, who have something to say, who have some good things to say that can literally be an inspiration to anyone who is seeking. I feel like inspiration comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, forms, and there's no wrong way to be an inspiration to someone. So it's really just providing that platform for them to get their thoughts out so they can manifest and just shed some light on whatever it is that they want to send, again, some inspiration to everybody.
So recently, your company launched the hashtag BYOB, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that and what's the vision behind that?
Sure. Well, what happened is, honestly, about 2 years ago, I was in the car and I do my best thinking in the car. I just sit there. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I just sat there and I just thought of the term BYOB. Now, I searched the hashtag on social media and it was often associated with like bring your own bottle. And I'm like, okay, no. So we're not going to use that. And then it kept coming to me like, no, you can change it. So it stands for Be Your Own Beautiful campaign.
Good stuff, yeah.
And it is a social media campaign. Basically, it's just promoting body positivity and loving yourself no matter, what people have to say. People place so many standards on women and young women in general. And we often feel like we have to live up to that standard, whatever crazy standard it may be. And it's just a promotion just saying you can be your own beautiful. Whatever your beautiful is, you own it. And don't let anybody else tell you that that's not what's beautiful.
Right. One purpose of your company is to inspire people, to motivate them to follow their dreams, right? So how has your audience been responding to that?
Well, I think they have been really, really receptive of it. I get so many compliments on just the actual product itself, the layout and how professional it is, and not to mention just the upbeat content. I think it's lifestyle content, so it's things that are applicable to everyone within that 16-35 age range. So people have been taking really well. Because I asked them to give me feedback on it, because I don't want to ever do something that people feel is not beneficial. Because at the end of the day, this is for the ambitious women, and I want them to have something to take away from it. So they have been super, super inspired. I've gotten people who just wanted to be a part of the ministry. Yes, it is a ministry, the magazine ministry.
Right.
And because they just feel like it's a great platform just to start. And I always press the fact that we're all starting together, and we can't get to the next level without connecting with that person, regardless of their experience or whatever they have to offer. Sometimes just being there and being a connection to someone can allow them to reach their highest potential, or even start. And I know starting is usually the hardest part, because you get so stuck in the, oh, how am I going to do it, and where are the funds going to come from? So I think people have been really receptive, and I'm looking forward to them just seeing what all we have to offer.
Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't come out the womb wanting to do a magazine.
I did not.
Right,
no.
right. So walk us through that whole process.
Sure. Okay. Well, honestly, I never, if you asked me a couple years ago, I would say me doing a magazine, that was just never my dream. Actually started singing. I've been singing professionally for about 10 years now, traveling with some of gospel's greatest artists. So that's my passion. That is still my passion. But recently, within the last 2.5 years, I started a blog, and that was the 18 Talk Show. So that was kind of the precursor to this.
Okay.
It was the online portion. So what we did was we found that it was such a great, we were getting a great response from the blog, so we decided to make it into the print magazine.
Right.
So it was really just an idea, because I love to write. I also write songs as well. So I just started writing on the blog. People were loving it. And I was like, well, let's take this a step further and produce an actual print. And people were like, no, print is dead. Keep it online. And I was like, no, I want to print. I want them to have it, hold it, feel the inspiration that I'm producing through the pages. So that's how it got there. It was really, really random. I was working a job that I hated at the time. And I was like, it has to be something more, Lord. I just can't do it.
I know how you feel.
Yeah. So I was like, give me something, Lord. I was praying for, my purpose and the direction that I was created to go in. And literally, God was opening so many doors, and he was just filling my mind with how to do it, where to start. And it was kind of just solely God driven. So I'm so excited. That's how it started, and that's where we are now. After a year. So this will be our 4th issue. It's quarterly. So we're wrapping up the first year and starting everything for this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oftentimes as entrepreneurs and as influencers, we get caught up in the tactical stuff, right? But something that you mentioned was the spiritual side to what you did. So how important is it for us to be still and listen for direction and strategy?
Okay, so that's a great question, and it is absolutely imperative, because to everything natural, there's also a spiritual side. If you're a believer, that's the way we're supposed to live our lives. We can't go by what the world is saying, or what just carnal-minded people have to say about what's going on. Oh, you got to have this much amount of money, or you have to make sure you this. All these parameters that you have around you is kind of non-existent. I think with the God factor, it gives you a little bit of a softness when you're conveying things, and it just gives you a whole new way to handle things.
Okay. One thing I like about your company and your magazine is that it empowers women. Women, you guys come out for each other, right? So why do you think women are so supportive when it comes to empowerment, motivation, and just becoming better leaders?
Well, as a woman myself, I think it may be in the beginning, initially, a form of competition. Because, women, we love to, what's she doing or what's she wearing? Yes. So I think initially, for a lot of us, especially here recently, because I've noticed since getting into this, I've wanted to become more active and want to be more supportive to my fellow women who are out here doing major things. So I think, and not for me, it wasn't competition, but I think in general, we have that interest, or what she's doing, or whatever it may have you. But I think once we get into it, we realize that, oh, it really is strength in numbers. And, you know, because you're here and you're my sister, I can do this. You know what I mean? Especially having just the relationships and the camaraderie between us women. Because, I mean, there's so many things we can compete with each other on, but why not help, you know, each other at this point in time? So I think more people are starting to get that in their mind, that, you know, you need somebody else, and why not have a sister who knows exactly what you're going through and who can help you in any way. So I think that's probably why we're getting it.
Right. So let's talk impact and transformation. What are some stories that you've heard from your audience and some of your readers of how this product and how this ministry has helped improve their life?
Okay, well, I actually received an email, maybe it was a Facebook message about someone, and she actually read one of the articles, and she said, you know, I'm so glad that this is a platform just for us, because sometimes we don't get that, the knowledge, or sometimes people are afraid to ask the questions directly. So one of the articles actually hit her right where she needed to be. And I was so excited to hear that. And I always ask, because I'm a person, I like people's opinion. I want to know what you think, even though I may not agree or whatever. I just want to hear it. So for her to have given me that feedback, it was kind of like life, because I was like, ask me, please tell me how it is. Tell me if you're loving it, what we can change. And, you know, because that's the only way you'll
get better.
So she actually told me that, and I was super excited. I passed the message along to the person who wrote that particular article, and it just inspired me to keep going. So to whatever we have to talk about, any of our writers, it can hit somebody right where they need to be.
It sounds like you have an exponential growth, right? And like my definition of that is growth at the speed of favor. So it's not step 1, step 2, step 3. You can be at step 1 and be at step 10 because you have that favor. So that's what it sounds like is happening to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what would you say to the young lady or the woman who feels like they have a gift, but they don't know how to actualize it? Like, what would you say to them?
Okay. Well, I would say first, you have to find out what God has for you. So it's really, like I was saying before, it's imperative that you seek God, because you'll find yourself spinning yourself going in 30,000 different directions and you're not actually being productive. And I can say that because that was me. You know, I had a lot going for myself. I was involved in a lot. I was sewing into a lot, but I still didn't feel like fulfilled within my own self. I didn't feel like I was doing what I was supposed to do. And of course, those seeds help you later on when you're in that position. But before you can get there, you have to say, Lord, you know, sit down, pray, and ask God to reveal himself in the plan that he has for your life. Nothing else will happen until you do that. And you have to be sincere and ready to hear. Because a lot of times we may think one thing and God may have something totally different. So you have to position yourself in a place to hear whatever the outcome or whatever the instruction is. And then you go from there. Because everything literally is like just a cause and effect. You know, you listen, God will direct you. Literally, this thing is not hard. You know, it's not hard at all. You just listen, get the instruction, and you move and you execute. So
good stuff. Thank you for being here with us. I really appreciate
you. So much for having me.
Man, it was a great show.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for joining us. Remember that what you want to become depends on your willingness to become it. Have a great day.